What's going on, guys? Alex, and in today's video I want to talk about a really straightforward strategy that can get those of you in the web design space a little bit better performance from the Google ads that you're running. I've had quite a few calls with guys running web design, Google ads or Facebook ads. A lot of you run into the same issues where you're targeting too broad of a service offering, right? Like just broad web design, and you're coming at it from a too small of a budget for it to work, right? And of course, there's a lot of nuance in web design. Obviously, you want a bigger upfront project, and rather than running a smaller, offering a more affordable site, and then upselling on maintenance or hosting, anything like that. But I just want to quickly show you guys a little tip to make the most of your web design Google ads. If you do need help running your Google ads for your web design agency or just your agency overall, click the link down below, book a call with me. I'm happy to take a look at your Google ads campaign for your web design business, and of course see if there's any opportunity to work together to help you get more web design leads. So one of the biggest issues I see that I run into when people are running web design ads is they will just bid broadly on something like web design or e-commerce web design. The problem with these two searches, and if you go too broad, is that somebody searching for web design, this is not a bottom of the funnel search. This could be a lot of this, and there is a huge volume, but a lot of this and a lot of this can just be people browsing. Even e-com web design, most e-com sites are trending into Shopify or kind of another easy platform, and they're not willing to pay anything beyond what they're already paying Shopify for you to design your site. And in all fairness, you can make an amazing Shopify site, I get it, but it's not that hard to make one that's going to be good enough for most people, right? And so web design on its own is not at all a bottom of funnel search. Website developer, website development, these are not at all bottom of funnel searches. Nobody with a business is going into Google and searching for just website design because they need a website for their business. What they are searching for, and you would have seen that probably at the beginning, is web design for car dealership, right? And if you search this, you can see US wide, there is a couple hundred people searching for this every month. There's enough demand. Now this is going to be expensive. It's still going to cost you a couple $100s to close that lead. But if you're looking at a 20 or 30% acquisition cost, or even more, depending on how much you can charge, what your sales is like, and the margins on an actual website, it's not terrible, right? Especially because you can't upsell hosting, you can't upsell maintenance, you can't upsell automation now. And there are a number of other searches. People are looking for website builders, but that's probably do it yourself. But even in this specific niche, right, web design for car dealerships, there's enough demand to get to build websites for these businesses every single month. And when we look at the actual results, right, car dealer website software, so this is not at all what the user is looking for, right? So these guys have no idea what they're doing. Custom built website, these guys are just bidding too broad. They're running too broad of a campaign. This one is really good, right? Websites for dealers. I would even take it one step further and make it websites for car dealers. And guaranteed people are clicking on this, visiting the websites, and working with this business. And this one, complete auto digital solution. This does not resonate with car dealers, right? They just want a website. This one is going to be the most accurate. I guarantee you. Look, right? He's got examples, listings, dealer management, all upsells, right? And you can just extrapolate that to anything. You can use the keyword tool, just search web design, but just think of, right, like web design for HVAC. Also keep in mind that some of these will still be mid-funnel, top-of-funnel searches, like people looking for inspiration that are designing websites. And if you do something like web design for HVAC, and you could even add like a different location modifier, Denver, right? So huge demand, more than car dealerships. Not terrible. You could get on the low end of this, paid between $10 and $20, $10 and $25 per click, which is not terrible. Because the lifetime value of these clients is huge. That's why in a lot of industries, the CPC is so high. because they know that if this company, and you should know as a business owner, that if this company decides to work with you for the website, it's not just one and done, right? So it's a couple grand to build the website, sure, but it's also maintenance. It's also going to be hosting, or it's also maybe you can upsell SEO. It's not just like you get the call and it costs you $200 to book the client, and then you bill them $3,500 and that's it, right? There's a very high lifetime value for clients like this. And you can even see here, air conditioning web design is a really interesting one. But even looking at the results, it's just it's just one company, Hook Agency, web design for HVAC, and they've kind of messed up by adding it for Minneapolis. And we're looking up Denver, Colorado, right? So this is not necessary to have it as targeted like this, but this is kind of, they're just missing the mark here. And again, like I always say in my videos, you guys, your competition just has no idea what they're doing, right? So this ad is really good, but they've missed the point because we just want web design for HVAC. And because there's not so much demand, you don't need to have, you can have multiple ad groups within the same campaign targeting all these different services. And you could just continue adding different ones. Or if you just search web design for, I wonder if this is going to show up. Yeah, if you just scroll down, or you can actually sort, is it sorted by traffic? No. What you can even do is just sort by top of page high bid. And obviously the most expensive ones are going to be, for Shopify, right? $60 a click at the high end. But you can scroll down and then you'll find one. You'll find a number of options here. Like, look, therapists, tradesmen, right? And you'll just keep finding more and more. And so you would want to structure photographers. They don't really have a lot of money for websites. But you'll find businesses here. I'm just trying to find another good example for you guys. I feel like I'm skipping past tons at the top. Yeah, charities, maybe not. Like home builders, right? Look at that, $14 per click, web design for home builders. And let's see what it looks like in America. Web design. Let's just search broad. No, because I'm not there. Let's do San Diego. Look at this. Web design company, right? Totally missing the mark. RL Remodeling, this is actually Home Builder, and then nicepage.com. They do local websites. I know that brand. But imagine you're the ad, right guys? Imagine you have the ad group and the landing page that is web design for home builders and then you do the location, you do the keyword for location insertion. So their ad that they see says web design for home builders in San Diego, right? They click your ad. It brings them to the landing page on your website. And I always say this, and if you're in web design, you should be able to bang out a killer landing page. It brings them to the page on your website, the landing page that's about all the web design that you've done, or even a mock-up of web design for home builders. You mention price, you get them on the phone. They're not going to see any other ads. All these agencies are not relevant. They, they can help, but they've never built one. They don't have any examples of it. And, you're getting calls for maybe $50, $100, right? These are not very expensive. I mean, I might take some of these for myself. There's some good ones here. But yeah, you guys, it really is that easy. If you follow this more of a targeted strategy, it's going to be cheaper. You're going to get better leads. You're going to get relevant leads, and you're not competing with everybody, right? Very few businesses are offering websites just for HVAC companies. Very few businesses are offering websites just for event planners. Very few businesses are offering websites just for, AC repair. And it really is that easy, guys. If you did make it this far, thank you for watching. Don't forget, you can click the link down below. You can book a call with me. I'm happy to take a look at your Google Ads campaigns, answer any questions you have about running Google Ads, maybe discuss why your current ads for your web design business aren't working, and of course, see if there's any opportunity to work together to help you get more leads and grow your web design business. As always, you guys, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.